Hey, it's Becky from Patchwork Posse. Today I thought I would show you how to tie a quilt. So I've got a little baby quilt that I have made with leftover scraps from another quilt, and after I put this together I couldn't really decide how to quilt it. I do have the long arm, but I thought I would give my hand at tying it. It's been a while since I've done one of these quilts, but it's super simple, actually is pretty quick and perfect for some lap sewing. Also, if you don't have a long arm or you aren't sure or ready yet to quilt any quilts on your regular sewing machine, this might be a great option to try as well. The first thing you're going to need is your quilt, of course, some thread, your needle, and some scissors. The thread I'm actually using is thread that I had from a sashiko project. So it's not super typical, but it is what I had on hand. I did start by using some yarn, but pulling the needle through and the thickness of the yarn was not very joyous, and I thought I would try a thinner thread, and this is what I came up with. Embroidery floss or DMC floss would work just fine as well. With this thickness, it's probably about the same as using all 6 strands of the DMC floss. So you could try a few different ones. This is the needle that I am using. It is long, straight, and has a small eye. It doesn't have like a super big eye, which is nice for pulling through all of the layers. The first thing I did was I placed my back fabric on the design wall and pinned it in place. Then I sprayed it with some spray glue and added my batting. And then I spray glued the batting and added my top. This is just so they stay together. It worked really well and I didn't need to add any pins. This is the spray that I used. It's a quilt basting spray by Juki Taylor, and it works really, really well. And it does not stink up your space, but you can use this outside as well. But I really like that glue spray. So I have already got started on tying, and I'm just going to show you how I did this. I just did it in the 4 corners of the square and then one right in the center. I'm not going to, I don't think I'll do anything in the center of the sashing. I think they're spaced okay because there's 2 right here and then 2 at the top, but I'm not sure, so I can go back and add if I want. I also haven't bound the quilt, so just depending on what your style is, you could have this bound prior, but sometimes the layers do shift, and so binding afterwards is will be better. So the first thing I do is thread my needle. I don't tie a knot on this or anything, it's just straight. I started in the center of the quilt and moved out because then you can kind of push the fabric out as you go. But what I do is I gather up the thread, I gather up the quilt on the side, and then I'm going to go take my needle and I'm going to go straight down. And my finger is underneath and it can feel the needle come down, and I'm just going to bend back the fabric and push my needle through. So it's going to catch just a tiny bit. So it catches just a tiny bit of the fabric on the quilt. It is going through all 3 layers. So you can't really see it, but oh, there it is. There's my needle right there. Just a tiny little pick of a needle. So I'm just going to pull this out. And you're going to pull it. Just make sure you don't pull it all the way through. You need to leave a tail. And I'm going to pull it just a little bit longer. We can always trim this if we need. I'm going to lay this flat the first thing you're going to do is tie this just like you would laces. So I'm going to put the thread on the bottom and cross it over, and I'm going to hold that with my thumb. And then I'm going to take from the back side to the front, go through the loop once, and then back side to the front and go through the loop twice. So I'm going to pull this and grab my other thread end, and you can see how it kind of makes a straight edge, and you are just going to pull that tight. You don't want to pull it super tight because you don't want it to bunch up the back fabric. And I'm going to repeat that again. So I'm going to take the bottom fabric or the bottom thread and cross over my top thread, and then my top thread will go through once, and it will go through a second time, and I'm going to grab the tail, and then I'm going to pull it tight. Then I can go ahead and snip this, and if I want, I could go back and start snipping these. Once I have all of my threads in place, I can snip them really short if I want. So it just depends on how long of a tail, but you can go back and at least snip them so they are equal in length. And then we're going to move on to the next spot. So typically, I think for quilting as well as tying, you want to kind of space them not larger than your hand. So I'm going to go take my needle down and grab and come back up, making sure I'm going through all 3 layers. I'm going to pull my thread, but not all the way through, leaving a tail that I can work with. The bottom thread is there in place holding, and I'm going to take the top thread with my needle. I'm going to go from the back to the front and go through the loop, back to the front and go through the loop, and pull it tight. And then I'm going to repeat that with the other, so we go through it twice. Hold my tails and pull it. All right, so that is how you tie a quilt. On the back side, you can just barely see the tiniest little stitch right there. So that's kind of what you should see on the back side of your quilt. They should be just little tiny picks. They shouldn't be super big. Depending on what kind of thread you are using or yarn, this might be a little bit thicker, but they really should just be small and cute. And this holds all the batting in place, so it makes it so it's washable and ready to use. But it's a great way to finish your quilts if you maybe don't have time for long arming or don't want to do it on your regular machine.